Good evening, SFL Nation. The Tallahassee Pride are back in prime time for the second straight week and have another international matchup on their hands, this time with the London Knights, the expansion team shattering everybody's expectations. It's an SFL Continental Class Saturday night in prime time on Twitch.tv. Good evening, everybody. I'm your play-by-play commentator, Michael Trillo, joined in the booth today by James Richards. 2 Tallahassee games in 2 weeks. James, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing well, Michael, and let me tell you, I'm excited for this. I think London's got a fantastic team, and Tallahassee as well. Frank and Liam must be very proud. It's going to be a great game.
You've got the lineup scrolling across your screen. We'll go in detail once we get into the game, but right now let's send it down to the field for the coin toss.
Gentlemen, please make your call.
Hits.
The Knights have won the toss, and they're going to defer to the second half.
Got the McDonald uniforms on for London here.
The red and gold. The kicker, Zach Daggs, has the ball on the tee. And from London, the whistle goes, and it's game on! From the goal line, the ball is returned up to the 10, 15, running left side to the 20, slips a tackle 25, 30, slips another one to the 40, and he's going to be brought down officially at the 38-yard line. Good field position for the Tallahassee offense.
You know, if they get that kind of production out of Billy Joe Black, who's a non-contract player on kick returns, they're going to be in good shape for the rest of the night. It really puts a lot of pressure on the London defense here.
First play from scrimmage. Sees Christensen in the shotgun with one man with him, 2 to the right, 2 to the left. He'll throw on first down, throws out to the far side. That pass is complete over to Duke Wilson, and he steps out of bounds for a gain of 5 yards. For the Tallahassee offense, the quarterback is number 13, Christensen. The running back is number 28, Jay Eniola. The fullback is number 22, Caleb Connolly. The wide receivers are number 14, Duke Wilson, and number 84, Ken Gossett. Second down and 5 now from the Tallahassee. Wow, good start. Tallahassee 43. Handoff goes to Eniola. He finds a seam, and he's got a first down up to the 49-yard line.
Yeah, that was a nice run there by Eniola. It's interesting to see him carry the ball so early because last week we didn't see him much at all, so it's definitely refreshing to see have bounce back and have a good start there to the game.
A lot of people in the box on first down and 10, just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. 2 in the backfield. Christensen drops the pass. He throws out to the far side. It's that same play for Wilson, and he gets 4 yards out to the London 46-yard line. They're into the Knights territory.
Yeah, so far it looks like London's really playing off here. The cover 3, they don't want to get burnt deep. They've been watching game film. Tallahassee loves to run the double routes, the out and ups, the go routes and everything like that. So it's like London's just going to let them, do everything underneath and just prevent the big plays. And hopefully their offense can keep pace.
Second down and 6. Handoff goes to Eniola off the right side. He's forced wide, and he's brought down after only a gain of 1 yard. Let's run you through the London defense. The safeties are number 43, Kane Vasquez, and number 44, Jeffrey Daggs. The corner is number 23, Donnie Mack. The linebackers are number 42, Garrett Rowland Sr., and number 99, Slyn Shady. And the defensive ends are number 47, I.L. Rishanek, and number 91, Byron Cowart. Christensen on 3rd and 5. Time in the pocket. He'll dump it short to Eniola. That's Connolly. And Connolly gets all the way down the field. Lot of running room down to the London 33. We've seen him. The London defense really kind of play deep here. Give up the underneath. Under center goes Christensen on first down and 10. Christensen, pressure coming, hit as he throws, dumps it off to Eniola, and Eniola's hit the backfield. Loss of 3 yards as the Knights defense came up and laid the wood on him.
Yeah, good production there. Tackled by Cliff Lawton. One thing on the podcast, if you guys didn't, make it for that earlier, I believe it was Mighty or Ramos, one of the analysts pointed out how good these London linebackers are. 1 and 2 in tackles in the league.
Here's a handoff to Adiola up the middle, and he gets a couple of yards back. It'll be 3rd down and 9. And that's Slyn Shady, the aforementioned top tackler in the league, making the tackle. That takes me to my keys to the game for London on defense. The linebackers have to perform both in stopping the run and the pass. They're the best part of this London defense. 3rd down and 9. Christensen alone in the backfield with 4 receivers. Plenty of time to throw. He throws underneath, and the receiver will not get to the 1st down marker. That pass was caught by the tight end Jason Stackhouse, and he only got 6 yards. And it's going to be a 4th down and 3 at the London 25. We're going to see the kicker, Richard Douglas.
Yeah, good job. The bend and don't break here of London really paying dividends here. Tallahassee unable to take a shot deep. Michael, did you see how tall Stackhouse looked? He looked to be about 7 foot tall. Didn't he look huge?
He was very tall, and that kick is no good.
Ooh.
Richard Douglas, the non-contract kicker, misses his first kick of the night from 35 yards, and it remains 0-0.
That's huge. That's a big point. Obviously, it's not a game breaker here, but you really hate seeing missed field goals from that distance here. Liam said, I forget who he said these are the Lannister colors. Is that what we saw here?
I think that's what he said. I'm not sure. 1st and 10. First offensive play for the London Knights from their own 32-yard line. Throwing out to the flat and making the catch is Spencer Meyer, the halfback. Let's run you through the London offense. The quarterback is number 8, Michael Martin. The running back is number 21, Spencer Meyer. The wide receivers are number 10, Andre Godspeed, and number 11, Giacomo Jones. Not many stars on offense for this London team. As alone in the backfield goes Martin on 2nd down and 10. Pressure coming up the middle, throws over the middle, that's tipped to the air, and it hits the turf. A couple of white jerseys between the ball and Giacomo Jones, the intended receiver.
You know, Michael, as I was sitting here thinking about these uniforms and the Lannister stuff, I wonder if Liam is projecting, showing us his inner Miss Cleo, because the Lannisters get pretty much wiped out here. They start out strong in the season, but then they slowly start dying off. So hopefully his team doesn't suffer from the same fate.
2 receivers, two backs either side of Martin. Martin throws far side. That pass is hauled in, but was he in bounds? Yes. 1st down all the way up to the London 45-yard line.
We were going to get a challenge. That would possibly be a good one here.
Tony Adamson made the catch, and doesn't look like we're going to get a challenge.
Yeah, it looked like he got both feet in from that angle.
1st down and 10 for the London Knights from their own 45-yard line. 2 receivers left, 1 to the right. 2 backs alongside Michael Martin, who's in the shotgun. Ball is snapped. Bit of a high one, but he corrals it, moves in the pocket, throws it down the field, and throws it into the Tallahassee bench. The pressure was coming from the Tallahassee, a fearsome front line.
Yeah, smart job by the quarterback there. Michael Martin to roll out to the empty side of the field and just get rid of the ball. 2nd and 10, very manageable. Smart play by the quarterback.
Speaking of the Tallahassee defense, here they are. The safeties are number 29, Alex Bond, and number 35, Anthony Wyo. The corner is number 25, Michael Sprouse. The defensive ends are number 91, Taekwon Hale, and number 95, Kevin Bain, as up the middle goes Spencer Meyer. He gets 4 yards. It'll be 3rd down and 6. Continuing through with the Tallahassee defense, the 2 defensive tackles are Hunter Norwood and Mike Johnson.
Interesting point here on that last play we saw Tallahassee. It was either a cover 4 or cover 2, but here we see it again.
Back to pass. Martin. Laser beam over the middle. That pass is hauled in. Andre Godspeed, his first catch of the night, is a big one. And that moves the chains all the way down to the Tallahassee 33-yard line.
Yeah, difficult situation here for the Tallahassee defense. They're in press coverage. They're trying to jam the receivers off the line. Well, when that doesn't happen, those receivers are going to be able to create space and get underneath the defending safeties, and that's what we saw there. Good throw, good catch by Andre Godspeed. Excuse me.
Seeing that same formation offensively out of London. As the pressure comes and Martin goes down, first sack of the night will be recorded by Taekwon Hale.
Yeah, we're seeing the gift and the curse of the shotgun formation. Your quarterback, he gets all the way back to his drop much quicker in the shotgun formation, but then you see Taekwon Hale and the other D linemen, they just get to run straight upfield. And it was an easy sack there for the Tallahassee Pride.
That'll be a loss of 8 yards, second down and 18. What's the London Knights even on second down in a bit of a perilous situation here? Martin under center, short drop. Throws short over the middle. That pass is complete to... Please forgive me with this name. Shinkanami Langley, who made the catch and gets 8 yards back to the original line of scrimmage. It'll be third down and 10.
Yeah, I really like what Liam's doing here. He's keeping the plays short other than that post across the middle there. But he's trying to negate the pressure of the defense here. So I kind of like that strategy.
Third down and 10. Martin throws it. He underthrew it. It was almost picked off. It was intended for Godspeed, but Michael Sprouse, the corner, almost got it. Well, he did get his hands on it, and it fell to the turf.
Right now, we are seeing a heavy dose of cover 2. And so far, it seems like these defensive backs are up for the challenge. Michael Sprouse almost jumping a pick on that one. So,
okay. Well, here's Zach Daggs, the star kicker from 34, but it almost looks like it's about a 50-yarder. And this kick is up. And it's right down Main Street from 50 yards on the dot. The London Knights lead it 3-0.
I mean, this is what you pay him for, right? Beautiful kick by Zach Daggs. 50-yarder. Looked like he could have hit it from 55. Plenty of leg. No problems. And we're seeing the difference here in budgets. London spent the money on the kicker. Now they get a 3-0 lead. Tallahassee didn't, and they find themselves down by 3 points. So obviously not a big deficit, but you know, it's an interesting note when you start looking at rosters and where owners spend their money.
Well, London's going to have to keep the game close as Billy Joe Black takes this one from the 10 to the 20, and not nearly as good of a return as he had the first time, only up to the 21-yard line. But
Yeah, so this is kind of like a trap game here for Tallahassee. London's already said, we're going to give you everything underneath, and that's fine. Tallahassee obviously has plays built into their playbook, but they also have the big plays built into their playbook. And if they get caught in one of those slant and goes or a huge, fade route and they're back in cover 3, it could spell disaster for Tallahassee.
The defense shifts on first down and 10 from the Tallahassee 21. Christensen throws in the flat. And Eniola will get 7 yards and go out of bounds at the 29-yard line, running far side.
I really like how Eniola's role has grown with Tallahassee throughout the year, because early on they didn't really get him involved at all. They really couldn't, right? He couldn't run the ball, very well. He wasn't, being involved in the passing game. But Tallahassee spent money on the fullback and halfback, and we're really starting to see them utilize the halfback flats and the fullback flats more. And thus, able to get production out of players that you wouldn't necessarily see get production in opening the field for Wilson and Gossett.
Christensen under center on second down and 3. 2 to the right, none to the left, with 2 in the backfield. Christensen stands in the pocket. Now he's under pressure, and now he goes down. Back at the 22-yard line, the rush got to him, and Charles Swan says, "You get a sack, and then we get a sack."
Yeah, tons of Knights there. It looked like they even brought the safety down. Oh no, that's the defensive end, excuse me. IL Rushanek was right there as well. Byron Cowart also coming off the edge. So if the D tackle didn't get it, the 2-star defensive ends were right there to clean it up.
Now on 3rd down and 9, they're going to have to send everybody deep. Christensen obliges by putting it out there, and Ken Gossett makes his first catch of the night. A big one up to the Tallahassee 44. First down, Pride.
The biggest weakness of the cover 3 are the post routes getting squeezed between the corner and the safety. And right here, we see Christensen put it right on the money, and Gossett, I mean, this guy's sure-handed, and he wasn't going to drop that one. So wide open, first down, moving the chains, keeping the drive alive.
I was wondering when we were going to see Tallahassee go deep. Took them a series and a half.
Well, I think you'll see them mix it in. The post routes, the corner routes, you're going to see slant and go eventually. And these are all big plays that could take advantage of London being in a press coverage.
Here's a handoff to Eniola left side. He's met right at the line of scrimmage, and he goes nowhere. Garrett Rowland Sr. just came up and said, "No, you are going nowhere."
Yeah, I think if I'm frank, when I saw London this week, I probably would have tilted my run-pass ratio to 70-75 pass and just threw the ball to my halfbacks and my star receivers the whole game.
Here's another handoff up the middle. This time a little bit more productive than the last one, but only gets 3 yards. Jay Eniola up to 14 yards now. But he's been doing most of his work catching passes out of the backfield so far.
I think if Eniola is going to have any effect on the run today, or running the ball, I should say, it's going to be on those ISOs and counters and traps up the middle. That's the only way. Roland and the other linebackers, they're going to chase any of the outside stuff down all day.
A second straight 3rd down and long here as it's 3rd and 7 from the Tallahassee 48. Christensen back to pass. Christensen rifles it into one-on-one coverage, and Wilson couldn't bring it down.
Cain Vasquez, the strong safety, just made the play of the drive right there. Came out. We saw Wilson on a corner route, so he was going up, and then he turned out towards the sideline. If he did not make that deflection, that was a touchdown. Huge play by Cain Vasquez.
Here comes the punter for the Tallahassee Pride, Howard McCoy. He'll punt from about his own 35-yard line. The kick is away. Fair call, catch called for and made at the 18-yard line, and that is where Michael Martin will lead the London Knights offense back onto the field, looking to build on their 3-0 lead. 1:51 to go, first quarter. This is the SFL, presented by APM Music on Twitch.tv.
Hey.
I'm just looking
First down
over.
and
Oh, I apologize, Michael. Sorry.
First down and 10 from the 18-yard line. I'll let you get to your point after this play. 2 to the right, 2 to the left, 1 to the right, and 2 in the backfield next to Martin. Martin will throw. He rolls. He throws to the far side. That pass is caught by Godspeed. And Godspeed gets out of bounds at the 32-yard line. First down, Knights.
Yeah, this is a good look here out of the London Knights. I was reading in the chat, one of the viewers, Crash Cone, said this isn't sustainable, and I disagree. You know, I think what London's doing is very sustainable. You know, they're not trying to press the ball deep. You know, they're not throwing it dangerously into the coverage. They're hitting a lot of out routes, and they're running the ball fairly effectively. Their defense will absolutely hold up because, as you saw, London's sitting in a cover 3. They're not giving up the deep play this week.
Short drop for Martin. Martin gets the pass away. And staying in bounds was Godspeed, and Godspeed gets 7 yards before finally succumbing to the host of white shirts around him.
You know, I think if you're Liam, this is probably the best case scenario you could have thought of when you were planning to play against Tallahassee, right? Their first 2 drives, you made them miss a field goal, you made them punt the ball, and your second drive's looking pretty good right now too.
I formation, handoff, and going nowhere was Spencer Meyer. He didn't get there on 2nd down and short, and so it'll be 3rd down and short coming up for the London Knights. First big 3rd down play here for London. This first quarter has gone really fast, only 35 seconds to go and counting. Martin, pressure coming, hit as he throws, and the ball hits the turf. Out there trying to make the catch was Pont. No, excuse me, Pont is the punter. I couldn't really tell who was out there to make the catch. But there was a lot of pressure coming Martin's way.
Yeah.
So the putter Michael Pont on now. Try and pin Tallahassee deep. Putter's away just shy of his own 30-yard line. Taken at the 20, 25, and up to the 26-yard line.
You know,
And that
go
is
ahead.
where Kenny Stokes will stay. Go ahead, James.
I was thinking about the last drive here, and I'm thinking about how Frank has got his defense playing a lot of man, a lot of press. And as you see, when Liam runs these short routes to try to take advantage of Tallahassee and really negate their defensive line, I just think they're really susceptible to turning the ball over. I'm a little concerned about the game plan across the middle.
Christensen back to pass, moves in the pocket, goes over the middle. Wide open is Duke Wilson behind the defense. And up to midfield before he's finally brought down by Jeffrey Daggs, the safety.
Yeah, good pressure, but Christensen just stepping up and Wilson getting behind the coverage there. Jeffrey Daggs found himself underneath Duke Wilson, and that's not where you want to be with these big play wide receivers.
That was a sweet one-handed catch as we hit the end of the first quarter. It's been a tight one, a defensive battle. It's the Knights 3, the Pride nothing. This is the SFL Saturday night in prime time on Twitch.tv. So they'll switch sides and get back at it. Christensen alone in the backfield, 3 to the right, 1 to the left. And a tight end also to the right.
Watch the slant and goes here. This is a very huge formation they like to run that out of.
Christensen to the out route to Wilson, and he'll get 6 yards and step out of bounds at the London 45-yard line. That's the third or fourth time that they've run that same play. This time it went to Gossett, though, not Wilson.
You know, I think Christensen's doing a nice job. I think there's big plays built into this playbook, but right now Christensen's just taking what's open. You know, there's a lot of quarterbacks in the league that would try to force the big play and turn the ball over, but Christensen's been one of the top QBs in the league all season long.
2nd down and 4, long drop for Christensen. Hit as he throws, the ball's hanging in the air at the goal line, diving for it, and a score!
Goodness!
Ken Gossett makes the play of the game, maybe the play of the season, and it's a touchdown for the Pride.
What arm strength by Christensen. First of all, to take a hit, just chuck it up in the air, and then look at Gossett chase it down. Wow, what a play there for Tallahassee. I think Frank's going to donate about 1 million bits after that. And London may have a point here. It looked like the ball actually touched out of bounds before the receiver touched anywhere inbounds.
They're gonna challenge. Let's see what we got here. I don't think we can go to commercial for this one. This one's too big.
No, not at all. Not at all. I can't believe he got that ball
Frank
off.
got in the catch, and that's close. You couldn't really see the feet in that angle.
I wonder if possession in the SFL counts as soon as the receiver gets the ball.
The catch was made out of bounds.
Oh,
No! Oh no, they're not gonna get it. Oh my, hooting and hollering was for nothing. They're gonna overturn the touchdown.
you know, and that was my biggest concern there on the play, was that he was right at the pylon. He dove for the ball, and it looked like the ball, which eventually the ref sided with, the ball touched out of bounds before any part of the receiver touched inbounds. Man,
After all that.
yeah.
So after all that excitement, 3rd down and 4, Eniola gets it left side. He has a hole and he's gone. 30, 20, 15, 10, 5, dragging defenders inside the 5. 1st and goal at the 3-yard line.
Man,
Jay Eniola says, hey, the Stripes took one away from my team. I'm going to give it right back.
yeah, we almost saw back-to-back home run plays here. Christensen taking his sweet time.
Remember how shoddy Tallahassee was inside the red zone last week? But here they are again at the 3-yard line. Christensen back to pass. Pressure coming, and he's down back at the 12.
Yeah, Byron Coward on the sack there, getting pressure. May have just helped out Tallahassee here, giving him some breathing room.
Eniola, left side, has a hole, put it on the board. This one's good. Touchdown Tallahassee, they take the lead.
Yeah, good run by Aniole. Looking like a brand new runner, man. We have not seen this Aniole all season long. Great run by that young man. And with that, we're going to take a commercial break.
The Simulation Football League is presented by APM Music and is the official theme music provider of the SFL. Listen to their Champions Will Rise soundtrack at apmmusic.com today and search through thousands of tracks to boost the quality of your stream just like us. APM Music, production music library and custom music house.
Welcome back to the SFL on Twitch.tv, presented by APM Music, Saturday night. Prime time. 9:52 to go, first half. Tallahassee 7, London 3 after the good extra point. Let's say hi to some people in the chat. Cody H.I. T. Pundy, True Shot Caller with the 25 bits. Thank you very much. 5 Point Syndicate, Ray West, Lord Veru, Moxius, Zavala, Kenny G., Lash LaRue, and High Flying Dwarf, Little Man Michael, and everybody else watching tonight. We thank you for joining us on the SFL Network tonight. High formation on first down, and right up the middle goes Spencer Meyer, and Meyer gets 1 yard, and that might be even a little bit of nicety by the Stripes to give him that 1 yard. He looked like he got stuffed to the line of scrimmage. Anyway, it's going to be 2nd down and 9 from the London 31. They've tried to run it a couple times so far today with Meyer, and he hasn't really looked very effective. Here we go. 2 left, 1 right, 2 runners next to Martin, but Martin drops back, throws short over the middle, and somebody with not much speed caught that ball. Actually, it was Spencer Meyer. He looked like he was moving in slow motion after he caught the ball. He only gets 2 yards up to the 33-yard line. It's going to be 3rd and long. Yeah, he was swarmed upon by a lot of Tallahassee Pride defenders. 3rd down and 7. Passing situation. This is what the defense preys on. Plenty of pressure. Martin steps up, and he's hit once, and the second man gets him down. He goes. He actually gained a yard. He fell past the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, I actually was muted there, Frank, but thank you. I did check that out. You know, Michael, that's one of my biggest complaints about SFL football, and more specifically quarterback play, is he had the first down if he would have just took off and ran. Even if you put scrambling on him, he still probably doesn't run there. And that's my one gripe about this game. It's like we saw Michael Vick back in 2004. Like, they should 2K Sports should have put that in the game. They should have made running a little more prevalent out of the quarterbacks.
Now the punt is returned up to the 33-yard line. Christensen will get a chance to extend the lead with 8:06 to go, 2nd quarter. Now, does that count as a sack for Hunter Norwood?
Nope.
No, because he was past the line of scrimmage.
Correct.
Bunch formation to the far side on 1st down. Christensen stands in the pocket, plenty of time, launches one down there for Gossett, and Gossett didn't make the catch. He was out of bounds.
And that was the double move I was talking about earlier, Michael. As you saw there, that was a post corner route, and the corners actually bit on it a little bit, and Wilson was wide open. He just couldn't bring it in.
He was maybe shepherded out of bounds a little bit there by Donnie Mack, the corner. Looks like they're using their one-star corner to guard Gossett tonight. It's worked out decently so far. Christensen, short drop, flips it over the middle. That pass is complete for 8 yards. Right over the heart of the field. Ken Gossett picks up a little bit of yards there, and it's going to be 3rd down and manageable for Tallahassee.
Yeah, business as usual here for the Tallahassee Pride. London's really going to have to dig in the dirt here and make a big play here.
Defensive shift comes out for London on 3rd and 2. Only one in the backfield behind Christensen, who takes a short drop and throws deep down the near side. Caught by Duke Wilson all the way to the London 30. 30-yard gain. It flips the field. London defense is reeling.
Yep, and I think we just saw... This is a straight-up go route. Wilson didn't even run a fade. He just ran straight past Nicholson, and that's the number 2 corner, non-contract, and so that's why he was able to get away with that. So, you know, if you're London, you just have to hope that Tallahassee doesn't keep attacking that guy. But now that you're Christensen and you see that it's going to be like that, I would just keep going right back to him.
On 1st down and 10 from the 30, Wilson going again, and he's got him again, and he's got another touchdown. Put it on the board. Ken Gossett says, I want my touchdown back. Thank you very much.
I guess it really doesn't matter if you throw out the 1 or 2. That time over Donnie Mack, Gossett just went up. Good coverage there by Donnie Mack, but Gossett said, that's mine. I'm going for a touchdown. And if you're London, this is the worst case scenario because you are not built to get into a track meet with Tallahassee. And this could get ugly real fast here.
Coming into the game, Tallahassee has the league's number 1 passing attack in terms of yards and touchdowns through the air, as the extra point is up and good. And also, the number 1 scoring offense total.
Yeah, really solid offense that Frank's put together. I mean, just really a solid team all around. You know, he's gotten pressure all season long. That's something we did not see in the preseason against Indianapolis. Those D linemen were not able to generate pressure. Well, Frank retooled, got the right plays, got his playbook together, and now he's been able to get pressure all year. And these D linemen are growing. They're getting better. They're getting stronger. They're getting faster. And so I anticipate we could see a very scary Tallahassee defense by the time playoffs roll around.
London's not out of this game yet. Only down 14-3 as Jeffrey Daggs takes that kickoff return up to the 27-yard line. The flip side of that stat is London, coming into the game, had the number 2 passing defense in the league in terms of yards allowed. And Tallahassee's been able to throw on them early. Here's a run right up the middle from Meyer. Meyer up the middle. That's his first big run of the night, all the way up to the London 41-yard line. 13 yards and a first down for Spencer Meyer.
You know, Liam said, you know, he knew this was going to be rough. And honestly, other than those big home run plays, I really don't think the game plan's been that bad. It's, you know, the weaknesses of cover 3 is that you're going to give up, you know, things like that. And then when you have guys like Gossett and Wilson who are just big receivers that will go up and make a play on the ball, you know, it's tough. It's a tough thing to deal with, but London's got to respond to it.
Another run from Meyer, and this time he only gets 1 yard as he was hit behind the line of scrimmage by Norwood. He was able to stretch the football forward to get 1. Clock rolls, just over 6 minutes to go, second quarter, here in London. It's a late night here in the capital of the United Kingdom. Everybody's staying up for it. House is packed tonight to see their hometown team. 2nd down and 9. Martin over the middle towards the sticks, and it's a first down. Big catch. Tony Adamson, the non-contract receiver, he looks like he sustained a bit of an injury on the play. They're waving to the bench to signal the trainer to come out there. But it is going to be a first down for the London Knights.
That looks like a French fry. The side stripe going down the uniform. I can't get McDonald's out of my head.
You're not helping.
I know. It's just, man, the French fries, they're getting me.
First down and 10 for Tallahassee. We'll get you an update on Adamson later in the game, see if he's still good to go. Martin puts all of his effort into it, then throws it to nobody. That was one of the strangest plays I think I've ever seen. He wound up, was sprinting full force. I thought he was going to take off and run, and then flung it down the field where nobody was.
Well, at least he's got a strong arm.
I agree with high-flying Dorothy in the chat. What?
Yeah. At least he didn't take a sack. That's the one upside to that.
Here's a run with Meyer. He got close to the first down. He actually got 8 yards as the tackle came from behind him and pushed him forward.
You know, this has to be one of the weaker points of Tallahassee's game. Yes, they are tremendous pass rushers, but a good ISO game, you know, it really leaves gaps up the middle of that defense. And, you know, I think London's showing that it can be exploited.
3rd down and 2. Let's see if they go back to the run game with a strong formation. Meyer, oh no! He got wrapped up at the line of scrimmage. And he got taken down by 58, Jamal Carroll, who made a couple of big tackles last week too. Comes up with a big stop and is going to force a field goal attempt. Even if they're out of range, it's going to be a punt.
Yeah, Tallahassee gets a lot of mileage out of their non-contract linebackers. So, you know, if you're London, you want to see Meyer, you know.
Punt hangs high in the air, down to the goal line, and just barely sliding into the end zone is Henry Tudor. And the Tallahassee Pride will start at the 20-yard line.
Almost a great play there, and that would have been huge for London. You know, teams that get backed up inside the 5, they tend to run it more. But as we saw, Eniola very capable at breaking out. So, you know, only if only, right? What ifs?
1st down and 10 for the Tallahassee Pride. 4 minutes 43 to go in the first half. Christensen looks near side. That pass is complete. This time the pass was to Trevor Swain, the non-contract. He gets 3 yards, stays in bounds. Clock continues to run as Swain and Slyn Shady change a little bit of words there after that play. Haven't seen much from the big linebackers. I know Roland had a big play earlier, made a big tackle to stall a drive, but besides from that, they've been pretty quiet. They moved the bunch formation to the top side this time, and they left Eniola on an island. Slips 1 tackle, but not the next 2, as a yard is lost. Now, for all the good that Jay Eniola has done tonight, I don't think anybody in the league could have got out of that situation.
Yeah, I don't think so either, Michael. These linebackers are heat-seeking missiles, and when a ball's thrown out into the flats like that, you know, you just expect one of them to chase it down.
They heard me. I called out the linebackers, and they're like, no, we're making a play right now. Christensen, over the middle on 3rd and 8. He's got Wilson, and Wilson's got a 1st down up to the 41-yard line in one-on-one coverage with Kane Vasquez.
Yeah, it looked like the cover 3 was up in press, and Wilson just ran a corner route there and beat the number. Actually, he beat the strong safety there, Kane Vasquez.
That was a beautiful pass right over the safety. Only where Wilson could get it. 4 wide, 2 to each side. On 1st and 10 for the 41, Christensen all day to throw, and he finds the open receiver, which just so happens to be Ken Gossett, and Gossett gets into London territory all the way up to the 37-yard line.
You know, when we start looking, you know, at the halfway point here in the season, you know, we're not quite there yet, but we're almost there. You know, you start thinking about MVPs, and I tell you, Christensen's got to be at the top of your list, but then, you know, he could get upstaged by his own teammates in Ken Gossett and Wilson there.
1st down and 10 at the Knights' 37-yard line. 4-man rush off the left side. It's picked off! Oh, what a criminally underthrown ball by Christensen, and Henry Tudor takes the ball away.
Yeah, nice read there by Henry Tudor. Kind of the dangers of those, you know, quick out routes. We saw the receiver run it, and the corner just jumped it beautifully. You know, you don't see that too often out of non-contract corners, but, you know, thankfully for London, it happened here.
I agree with Volcano 4 in the chat. How was that not a pick six? He had the field open and just stepped out of bounds. On first down, Martin throws out to the far side. That pass is complete. And getting out of bounds was Giacomo Jones. Is that the first catch that Jones has made tonight?
Indeed it is. And, I think the reason he didn't take it for a pick six is because Liam didn't pay him enough. And I think that's the truth. I think if you guys want pick sixes, you got to pay the man, or he's going to step out of bounds every day. Every time.
5 wide set on 2nd down and 6 with Martin alone in the backfield. Martin, pressure coming. He got the pass away, and he got 4 yards out of it to Spencer Meyer out the backfield. But it's not a first down. It's going to be 3rd down and 2. 3rd downs have plagued London tonight.
Usually 3rd downs, especially for teams that are run heavy or they tend to favor the run more. 3rd downs are not the best, but this one's very manageable here for London.
Another empty set on 3rd down and 2, and that pass is complete. Giacomo Jones makes another catch, takes it up to the 43-yard line, and gets out of bounds. Clock stops, 2 minutes 12 to go first half. And the London Knights are driving here.
Yeah, good-looking drive here. London keeping the ball moving, moving the chains. This is looking really good.
Now we're back to an under center look. Offset eye with, we're at the 2-minute warning. This is the 2-minute warning. Tallahassee 14, London 3. You're watching the SFL Saturday night in prime time, presented by APM Music on Twitch.tv. We've got 50 viewers exactly right now. Thank you all for tuning in. Let's see if we can get as many people in here supporting the SFL tonight as possible. First down and 10 for London. They're going to run it up the middle with Meyer, and Meyer breaks a tackle and gets 7 yards before Alex Bond had to bring them down up from the safety spot.
Yeah, strong run there by Meyer. The ISO plays, they're doing a great job of creating, they're using Tallahassee's strengths against them. So the D tackles and the D ends are trying to get upfield, and they're just creating little isolation holes. Meyer getting to the second level very quickly.
Here's the fullback. Oh, no, that was Meyer again. They were split backs behind Martin. I'm so used to watching Tallahassee, and I was like, oh, well, that's a fullback run. No, it's not. But they get the first down anyway. First down at 10 from the Tallahassee 32-yard line, and they're getting close to field goal range now. But they've got 1:10 to go if they want to try and punch it in and close the deficit before halftime. Martin, pressure coming. Oh, he goes down. Alex Bond with the safety sack, and it's 2nd down and 18. Clock running under 1 minute to go. Martin again. Pressure coming again. Dumps it over the middle into a gaggle of players, and the ball hits the turf intended for Godspeed.
I think that's a perfect adjective for that play. Gaggle. That was a terrible decision there. And London goes from putting together a great-looking drive here to now they're 3rd and 18, and they're not even in field goal range here.
That sack did push him out of field goal range. 3rd down at 18 from the Tallahassee 39. They need about 10 yards to get back into solid field goal range, even though they do have a contract kicker. Good pocket. Now it's collapsing, and down goes Martin from the backside. Hunter Norwood was there. Taquan Hale was there. I think they're each going to get a half sack for that one. And it's 4th and 24. Buck continues to run. I think that'll be the end of the half.
Yeah, I don't think that's what you wanted if you were London. But, hey, that's the dangers of going under center and then, 5 to 7 step drops is this Tallahassee defense is going to come and get you. You don't have all day. As soon as you hit that last step, you got to get ready to go. And if you have nobody open, well, then you better start running there if you're Martin.
The punt will get underway. The clock will hit 0. Fair catch called for. And that's the end of the first half. Tallahassee 14, London 3. You're watching the SFL presented by APM Music Saturday night in prime time on Twitch TV. Stay with us. We'll be back after the break.
Want to do what I do? Contact me in the DM on Discord to find out how you can get involved with streaming live games, calling games, or breaking them down on the air with our broadcast team. Or help make our production even better by joining our new live stats team, helping our broadcasters shine brighter. We are #Loading Legends in the SFL.
Follow the SFL on Twitter @SimulationFL, on Facebook, and subscribe to our YouTube and Twitch channels. You're already here, right? Might as well stay tuned. Get league updates on your phone while browsing the internet, and make sure you never miss a live broadcast. Thank you for supporting the SFL.
Welcome back to London's second half, about to get underway between the Tallahassee Pride and the London Knights. Thank you for joining us on a Saturday night. Michael Cirillo, your play-by-play commentator. James Richards just had to step out of the booth for a minute. He'll be back shortly. London's going to get the ball to start the second half, down 14-3.
Had to go get an ice-cold refreshment. I won't tell you which adult beverage I'm drinking, but if you've watched previous broadcasts, you know already.
20, 25, 30, and a spin move gets Jeffrey Daggs up to the 31-yard line, and that is where Michael Martin will lead the London Knights offense onto the field as they try to claw back this 14-3 deficit. James, how do you see this second half going for London, and can they get back into this ballgame?
So if you're a London fan, or you're London, just Liam in general, this is not the situation you want to find yourself in. You're going to have to throw it a lot more, and you're going to have to try to keep up and get back into this.
On first down and 10, that's not helping, as another sack comes the way of Michael Martin. This time, it is Jamal Carroll, the linebacker, the non-contract player, making his second big play of the game.
Yeah, and this is what I was talking about, Michael. They're going to pin their ears back. Frank has got these guys, he gave them the green light. There's really what do you got to lose? You're up by 11 here. Your offense is playing phenomenal. Who cares if you give up touchdowns? Just go get the quarterback. And we're going to see a lot of that tonight.
Stands in the pocket from Martin. He throws into double coverage, and Alex Bond says no on the potential catch from Terrence Henry.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to reserve my negative thoughts here and just try to be positive here for the London fans. But this is not what you wanted to see coming out here in the second half. Tallahassee, we could see some big plays coming up, folks.
Third down and 19, first of which could come right here. Martin stands in the pocket, pressure coming. He got the pass away, and it's caught. Down the field goes Giacomo Jones, being chased by three Tallahassee defenders, and they finally bring him down at the 21-yard line. You said big play? Giacomo Jones said, give me the ball, I'll give you your big play.
Well, you saw there, Frank, I guess, sent way more than just 4 dogs. He's got 4 contract guys. He sent about 7 guys on that play. Left tons of gaps there. Giacomo Jones, I don't care if he's a contract player or non-contract. Anybody would have made that play because of all the holes that Frank left open by blitzing those guys. And, I'm not a big fan of blitzing non-contract players, but, hey, now you see why.
First down and 10 into the territory of Tallahassee, and Tallahassee says, you're losing some of those yards. Another sack coming in. This time, Kevin Bain gets his first of the night.
You know, 1 step forward, 1.5 steps back. I'm not going to say 2 because I think, I think that post route across the middle is going to be open for most of the night, but, they got to have time to throw it.
Martin quick out to the far side. He only gets 2 of those yards back as he hits Andre Godspeed. It'll be 3rd down and 14.
I don't envy London having to come in and play against this. I don't envy any team that's got to go up and play against this Tallahassee team. This is not an easy task for any team. And, we're seeing Tallahassee's the real deal, folks.
3rd down and 14. Big drop from Martin. Martin goes to the one-on-one coverage, and it's off the back of the helmet of, I think that's Kenny Stokes or Michael Sprouse, was one of the two. But the receiver might have been in position to make the catch, but not the best throw. It'll be 4th down and 14 and a field goal try coming up for the night.
And this is the point, when you're an owner or a general manager for a team here in the SFL, when you're looking at your team, how do I make my team? And then some people prefer, the run heavy styles. Some people like Frank and Tallahassee prefer to throw the ball. But when you choose to be a run heavy or a run first offense and you find yourself in these games, where you're only able to kick field goals, it puts a lot of pressure, and you're going to have to start deviating from the plan. You're going to have to start putting yourselves in uncomfortable positions. And now we're seeing, this is going to be a huge stepping point for London. If they're able to be put in uncomfortable positions, claw back into the game, and somehow find a way to win this one, then we can start talking about London being the real deal and, how their chances of making the playoffs and going far could happen. But, we're seeing a big test here. This Tallahassee team's going to make the playoffs. There's no way, no doubt in my mind, that they make it. 100%.
Billy Joel Black returns up to the 23-yard line after the kick was put right down Main Street by... oh, excuse me. Wow. By Zach Daggs. And the network won in the chat says the cast is great. Thank you so much. There's a lot of behind-the-scenes work going on back here. Make every game as the best that we can do it for the league. And it's 1st down and 10 for Tallahassee from their own 23-yard line. Christensen with all the time in the world to throw, and he still goes down. We saw this a couple of times last week where the quarterback just stood there in the pocket and did nothing for 10, 15 seconds, and then he gets taken down or throws the ball away.
I wish, and here's the gamer and the coder and, somebody who works for a video game company. This is where it comes out in me. I wish they would have programmed, if nobody's open, run, right? Like, that's such an easy thing to program.
Christensen over the middle. That pass is complete, and sidestepping the first would-be tackler was Wes Turner. That's the first time we've called his name in 2 weeks. It's the 3rd or 4th string wide receiver making a big play and a 1st down for the Pride.
One thing I like here about the Tallahassee build, and you alluded to it, they don't have a tight end. They spent no money on a tight end. So therefore, there's really no restrictions in the formations, whereas like with Indianapolis, we have a star tight end. So it would be smart of us to keep our tight end in the game. Tallahassee doesn't have these restrictions. You see their non-stars making big plays.
And off to Adiola, sidesteps one tackler and then gets laid out on the turf. Oh, remember the earlier injury to Tony Adamson, and he will not be returning to the game. The tackle didn't look that bad that when he went down, but apparently it was worse than we thought. So all the best to him for recovery. But Jeffrey Daggs up from the safety spot, laid the wood on Indiola on the last play, and now it's 2nd down and 5. Indiola's going to get the ball again, trying to find a hole where none exists, and Slim Shady says, anything you can do, I can do better. At a loss of 2 yards on the play, takes him back to midfield.
I just put it in the chat, the 33 Network 1. Head on over to our Discord. You can also hit us up online, simulationfl.net. Head on over to the Discord as well, and welcome to the community, friend.
Down and 6, a pass below the sticks, and reaching for it, and he didn't get there, was Caleb Conley. That's the first time we've called his name tonight. No rushes, no catches.
I know, last week he overshadowed Eniola. I mean, he was touching the ball, once or twice a drive. And here, first time we've seen him, and we're almost 2.5 quarters through.
They might be going for this one. 3rd down and 1. They are going to go for it. Christensen, long drop, throws over the middle. It's picked off as that was thrown into no man's land. Kane Vasquez, who's had an impressive night so far, comes up with the pick, and London could be right back in this game.
Interesting play call here by Tallahassee. 4th and 1, and you decide to throw it about 20 yards downfield. Uncharacteristic of the Pride. Normally you would have seen a run by Eniola or the fullback. But hey, if you're London, you'll take it where you can get it here. They can bring this in. They can bring this. They can actually tie the ball game if they go for 2 and score.
Well, here's Martin on 1st down. Another rush coming and another sack. I have not been keeping count, but that's at least the 3rd for Hunter Norwood, or the 3rd he's been a part of.
Yeah, he just crushed that beer can after shotgunning it all over Martin. I don't know if shotgunning in London is a thing, but here, the Americans, they love to shotgun beer, and you just got shotgun, Martin.
Offset eye behind another center. Martin on 2nd down and 16. Short drop and a short pass out to... I hate it when this guy makes a catch. Shikanami Langley. 2nd time he's made a catch tonight. 2nd time I've butchered that name. Please forgive me. 3rd down and 14. Remember the last time they had 3rd and long, they got a 40-yard gain out of it. This time they're going for a similar play, and it's caught and down the field into Tallahassee territory. Andre Godspeed.
Yeah, for the Queen. Godspeed right across the middle there on a post route. Separating, getting between the corner and the free safety there. Hauls it in, takes a hit there from Alex Bond. Doesn't even matter. 1st down. London Knights, and if you're Liam, you got to be going crazy here on the sidelines. If you're McDonald's, you got to be going crazy. The corporate sponsors, if you're the Lannisters, you got to be going crazy. Everybody go crazy. The Network 1, thank you for the 93 bits. That's awesome. Thank you so much.
1st down and 10 for the Pride. Late blitz coming, but it doesn't matter. Anthony Wyo is coming on the late safety blitz, but he was down before he got there to Quan Hale. That must be his 2nd or 3rd sack of the night as well.
Yeah, they're having a great day, but of course, that's game plans right there, right? Tallahassee's up. They get to pin their ears back and go.
2nd down and 15. Martin throws another kind of short out route to the far side. That pass is caught. Got to get up to the 49-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and long again as Godspeed hold that in.
Michael, it could be the martinis in me, or it just could be I'm a Game of Thrones fan. This reminds me, these uniforms, the Lannister uniforms here. The game's kind of shaping up to be like Joffrey, right? Like you're reigning, you're at the top, you're having some good success, and then you just get stabbed or poisoned. So hopefully they can shake
Martin.
it off.
This time he puts his arm into it, and the ball hits the turf. Giacomo Jones was out there, and it went through his hands with a bit of help from Alex Bond, who was also in the area. And this time, London finally fails on a 3rd and long. It's going to be 4th down and 12, outside of field goal range, and Tallahassee's going to get the ball back.
I'm curious as to why, Liam, why did you choose the Lannisters to honor? Couldn't we have done, like Jon Snow, that whole family? Could you not have picked a more noble family to honor? Great punt here.
It's a good punt. It's going to be down at the 5-4-1. Oh, wow. Michael Pont with a beautiful punt. Say that 5 times fast. As Christensen will have to drive from the shadow of his own goal line for all the way from the 1-yard line.
Oh, I see, Liam. Well, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. Same emblem. All right. I didn't know that.
They're going to have to go almost the entire way down the field, and they got a good chunk of it here. Ken Gossett hauls in a great catch. 1v1 with Donnie Mack all the way up to the 22-yard line. Big 20-yard gain. Gets the Tallahassee some breathing room.
Yeah, cooler than the other side of the pillow. Christensen stepping up, with his back towards the back of the end zone. And I don't think there's a better corner running receiver. I don't think there's a better route runner than Ken Gossett. And I would take that 10 times out of 10, that matchup every time.
Christensen in the flat to Adiola. He's going the wrong way. He managed to get almost back to the line of scrimmage and lose only 1 yard. But big tackle there.
Yeah, I'm a big Starks fan, Liam. I think I actually was really upset when Eddard got beheaded, and so that's when the whole Joffrey thing took over. That's when I started hating Game of Thrones.
Here's a run for Eniola up the left side, and he gets 6 yards up to the 27-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and manageable for the Pride.
Michael, at what point do I start reaching like Harry Carey, John Madden status, right? Like where I don't actually talk about football at all. I make, general statements about the game. Boom, bam, ha, he threw a corner route. It's great. How about tough acting to acting? Like, where do we go from here? I
don't know. Here's Christensen with an empty backfield. He got the ball out there, but not able to turn upfield is Duke Wilson, and he is getting an earful from the coach on the sideline. It's going to be 4th down and 1.
Did you see those lines in Frank's hair, though? Like, he looked clean. That's like you got a haircut right before you came out of the tunnel kind of lines. Did you see that? Shout out to the camera crew to do a nice zoom in there on Frank's haircut. Looking good, sir. Looking real good.
Punt's upcoming from Howard McCoy. And received. Oh, what a spin move! And all the way up past the 40 to the 42, Jeffrey Daggs. He's had some good returns on punts tonight.
Yeah, probably the most impressive 7-yard return I've seen all season.
And a decent starting field position for London as Tallahassee is stalled out a bit here in the 3rd quarter.
Easily one of the best defensive performances we've seen against Tallahassee. So hats off to Liam. But let's see if their offense can get going here.
Martin under center on 1st down and 10. He drops back to pass. Pressure in his face. He dumps it short. And only getting 3 yards is the tight end Charlie Balmer.
Yeah, this is where, if you're London, luckily your defense has kept you in this game, right? But the game plan here is you see a lot of short routes are built into this London playbook, and that's to negate the pressure of the front 4. But now that they're needing bigger plays more often, it's also hurting.
Here goes London. Oh, and a catch. Giacomo Jones out inside the Tallahassee 31-yard line. He went up and grabbed that one as he was twisting in midair like a figure skater. Nobody in the area to bring him down. Just outran the coverage. And it's going to be 1st down London driving towards the red zone.
Yeah, nice 50Z fade there by Giacomo Jones. And Liam must have knew that Tallahassee was going to run cover 2 this week.
Oh, here's pressure coming again. Pass from Martin. Gets it away, and it's out past the 1st down marker. Andre Godspeed has another 1st down to the 19-yard line. And the London Knights are in to the SFL presented by APM Music Red Zone. That is actually the first time I've gotten to say that today. And it's the 3rd quarter. From the 19-yard line, 1st down and 10, 20 seconds to go, 3rd quarter. In the flat. Breaking a tackle and almost spinning away from another one is Spencer Meyer. He was finally brought down by Kenny Stokes, the non-contract corner.
You know, I'm not talking as much because I'm thinking about this John Madden-esque thing here that I have in my head.
That's the end of the third quarter. We've got 11 minutes to go tonight on the SFL Saturday Night in Prime Time, presented by APM Music. It's the Pride 14, the Night 6. Stay with us. It's going to be a fantastic fourth quarter.
You know, we just zoomed in on Liam's head there. He did not want to be outdone by Frank's haircut, and he looks very dapper himself. Both gentlemen finally groomed for this matchup.
Martin throws to the end zone in double coverage, and it's intercepted. Oh no, London so close, but Michael Sprouse says, I'll take that, thank you very much.
Yeah, the cover 3 is deadly when you're in the red zone. He just tried to throw a corner route. Unfortunately, when you loft it up like that in the red zone, you give a lot of time for the corner and the free safety to converge. You know, I was thinking of John Madden. He was always talking about tough acting, and I was thinking, like, you know, Martin's looking great this drive, like he's wearing some Doc Martens in his shoes, but, you know, then he went and ruined it there.
There's Adiola. He has a lane up the middle, and he gets 7 yards on first down out of the shadow of the end zone, all the way up to the 9-yard line. This is the second time in 2 drives that Tallahassee has started inside their own 5, and the second time in 2 drives that in one play they're out of their own 5.
Thank you for the 25 bits, Frank.
3 receivers right side. Christensen throws to the one-on-one matchup. It's caught, and dragging the feet and staying in bounds is Ken Gossett. Kenny G, you are ridiculous.
Yeah, no. I mean, this guy, he's the number 1 receiver in the league for a reason, right? This guy is phenomenal. You know, I don't know what Frank told him at the start of the season, but just great play.
That's amazing. One-handed catch, and they're going to challenge it.
The dapper Liam Crowder challenging it. And on that note, we're going to go ahead and take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back, folks.
The Simulation Football League is presented by APM Music and is the official theme music provider of the SFL.
I'll let you know when you're unmuted, Mike.
Listen to their Champions Will Rise soundtrack at apmmusic.com today and search through thousands of tracks to boost the quality of your stream just like us. APM Music, production music library and custom music house.
Well, the pass was ruled complete. He did get the foot down as he was spiraling to the ground, making the one-handed catch. Ken Gossett redeeming himself for the touchdown he got called back earlier. Here's Adiola on first down and 10, right up the middle for 10 yards and a first down up to the Tallahassee 41-yard line. Finally cut down by Garrett Rowland. I do need to amend that last play. The tackle was made by Kane Vasquez, not Garrett Rowland. Christensen on first down and 10. Pressure coming, rolls in the pocket, and down he goes. Back at the 33-yard line. Loss of 8 yards as Ayal Rushanek, the defensive end, gets his name called for the first time tonight as he makes a big play and pushes the Tallahassee offense back a few yards. Three receivers far side on second down and 18. Christensen looks that way, and he's got Ken Gossett over the top, running the 20, the 10, the 5, put it on the board. Tallahassee touchdown. Ken Gossett for, let's say, 60 yards almost. The extra point from Richard Douglas is up and good. Now, I don't think this... I don't know. I saw on that play, Donnie Mack went for the pick instead of just staying home and making the tackle after Gossett had caught the ball and maybe even trying to jar the ball loose. He went for the home run play instead of playing it safe and trying to keep his team in the game. As
I agree.
Jeffrey Gaggs returned this ball's up to the 30.
It's a tough decision to make, when you're a corner and your assignment is a deep cover 3. Do you play underneath and try to tackle Gossett because he's a strong guy, he can definitely run through you? Or do you try to make a big play and be a hero? Unfortunately, Donnie Mack, tried to be the hero there, tried to out-jump Gossett, which Gossett's proven game in and game out that's not going to happen very often. So, tough decision there. And, yeah, I was muted again. Sorry, guys.
Here we go. Martin out to the far side for Giacomo Jones. 5 yards on first down. He gets out of bounds. London's going to have to put some points on the board soon, down 21-6 with 9 minutes to go in the ball game. True Shot Caller 1, thank you for the 75 bits.
Yeah, the bad part about drinking martinis when you're, broadcasting is that sometimes you forget to unmute yourself after a commercial break. But at least the martinis are good.
2 backs next to Martin in the backfield. Martin under pressure. He goes down again. Oh, it looks like I'm watching Groundhog Day over and over again. We've seen Michael Martin just be set upon by this Tallahassee front line. Hunter Norwood gets to him again.
And I mean, when you're down by 3 scores, that's going to happen, right? They're going to pin their ears back and they're going to come and you're not going to like it, right? And it's going to force you to make some crazy plays, but Tallahassee's in the cover too, so they could get
Martin under pressure again, and this time he get the ball out of his hands as he was dragged to the ground by Tyquan Hale. And it's going to be 4th down and 13. Tallahassee's going to get the ball back very quickly.
I believe, and we don't have a stats guy for this game, but I believe Hunter Norwood has two sacks right now. One of them was a 1-yard gain, so if you're counting that one did not count as a sack. Could be wrong.
Michael Pont looking to pin Tallahassee deep here. Oh, what a move out there. Kenny Stokes with the dancing shoes on gets up to the 47-yard line. And that's where Tallahassee will start to try and bleed some clock. 8 minutes, 16 seconds to go here in the 4th quarter.
Alex Bond, I believe the sack record's held by Alex Dominguez of the Alaska Storm, so Mighty would be able to help you with that. But I believe it's in the 20s. I believe. I don't know.
Handoff up the middle, Eniola. And Eniola gets right to midfield. He's 1 yard away from triple digits, and I think he'll get it with the Pride just trying to run out the clock down here.
Frank would be, a better historian for his team than us, but I believe this is the first time Eniola's come anywhere close to 100 yards rushing.
Probably. 2 receivers each side with Eniola. Eniola alongside Christensen, who goes deep, and that pass is tipped and hits the turf, intended for Wilson.
That's the second time Wilson has beaten his defender and has dropped the pass. And I tell you, the score is 21-6, and all hats off to London. They've put together a decent game plan. I'm not really sure there's a game plan that stops this Tallahassee offense. I mean, you can contain it, but eventually it's going to break out. But, I mean, they've left points on the table for sure.
Christensen, medium drop, goes out to Gossett on the far side, who turns upfield, gets the first down into London territory up to the 41-yard line. Fresh set of downs, and the clock tick, 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 tick down under 7.5 minutes. And the London Knights comeback, especially if Tallahassee puts points on the board here, looks a little far away.
Liam Crowder says nobody's beating Tallahassee this season, and right now I don't know if there's a team that can. You know, I think maybe if Mighty and Tallahassee, you know, Alaska and Tallahassee meet, that's a possibility, you know, in the playoffs, because both teams are definitely playoff teams. But right now I don't think there's anybody in Tallahassee's division that can stop them. They look phenomenal.
Offset eye behind it under center. Christensen on 2nd down and 9. Long drop standing right at midfield. Christensen throws a ball down the field, and Duke Wilson catches it. Put it on the board. Touchdown, Tallahassee.
I think we just saw our first double move there. I think we saw a out and go there. And that left him wide open against the non-contract cornerback. And here's why I say I don't think there's a team in their division, right? All the other teams. Queen City's probably the most potent team that can keep up with Tallahassee. They run the ball. Phenomenal team. Defensively, though, with no cornerbacks, they are not able to keep up with Wilson and Gossett. They just can't. And so the only team that can really threaten this team from that division has the weakest situation against their star wide receivers. And so, man, Frank, that's 100 bits there. Thank you very much, Frank. Thank you very much, sir. But as I was saying, I don't think there's a team that can stop Tallahassee in this conference. I think in the other conference, I think Alaska, you know, Mighty, he's very well known for the #1 defense back-to-back years, and he's on pace to doing it again. I don't know. What's your thoughts, Michael?
Oh, thinking of hypothetical matchups and teams that might match up well against Tallahassee, I like actually Tulsa against Tallahassee. I think their defense with their great depth in the secondary really stacks up well against the passing attack, and the offense for Tulsa has been producing well enough that they could hang with them in a shootout.
Yeah, I also think Indianapolis could as well. You know, we're built very similarly defensively with our DBs, so we could definitely, you know, keep up with their passing game, and offensively we could keep up. But I agree. I think Tulsa would hold on to the ball for a long time. They would take advantage. They would take advantage of the ISO plays, the inside runs, which Tallahassee has shown that they're vulnerable to. Offensively, you know, I don't know about that. You know, I don't know. That's the problem with ball-controlled teams, is that they tend to not put up enough points. So I could see Tulsa getting into a problem that London's faced tonight, you know, where they're going to have to try to throw against this defense. I don't know.
After the 2-yard loss, it's 2nd down and 12. Martin throws it over the middle into double coverage, and diving to make the catch is Andre Godspeed. Up to the 46-yard line. The Knights are not going away yet.
Make no bones about it. You know, CMAC 478. You know, he said London hung in as long as they could. I think, you know, Liam, for the most part, had a really good game plan going into tonight's game, and unfortunately the build is what cost them, right? Like, their cornerbacks couldn't hang. They only have one contract corner, so Wilson, you know, took advantage of the other non-contract. And I think any team that only has one cornerback is gonna, you know, they're gonna have a similar fate here against Tallahassee.
4 wide with a tight end on 1st down and 10. Oh, no, another sack coming in from Michael Martin. Who was it this time? This time it was Tyquan Hale.
And there's been about 7 sacks this game.
Number 50, Steve Allen, the tackle. It looked like Hale blew by him, didn't even touch him.
Yeah, and that's the problem with these beast contract D linemen. When they do a big 5-7 step drop, they just run upfield and run right past the non-contract offensive lineman.
Long drop from Martin, who throws it short into the line, and that'll be no good. 3rd down and 17 coming up.
I honestly think the teams that will have the most success against Tallahassee are the teams that can run it between the tackles extremely well. So teams that are known to run their ISOs, get between the gaps and break out big plays. And I think teams that will hold on to the ball, right? And they'll be able to convert on these 3rd and 5, 3rd and 2s. And again, that all sounds like Alaska for the most part, you know, being able to convert on 3rd downs.
Martin over the middle on 3rd and 17, and that pass is broken up. Michael Sprouse got a hand in there to deny Godspeed another long 1st down catch. And Tallahassee's going to get the ball back with just over 5 minutes to go. Let's get you primed for the rest of Week 5 tonight. Tallahassee at London. Been witness to a great game tonight. Thank you for joining us. Tomorrow, it's an altered schedule. Please remember, an altered schedule because of Super Bowl Sunday. At noon Central tomorrow on YouTube, Queen City hosts Mexico City with Eric Vincent and Lamont Mercer on the call. Also at 12 Central on YouTube, Indianapolis hosts Chicago with Alvin Washington.
Go Red Devils.
And shameless plug. And the San Francisco Sharks are at Tulsa with Colin and Rick Northrup. In the 2 o'clock slot, it's the Sioux Falls Sparrows at the Oklahoma City Renegades with Damon Simeon and Shan Varner on the call. Carolina hosts Atlanta with Mike Dagson and Matt Wilson. And Alaska hosts Dallas with Alvin Washington and Ramos Lynn. As Eniola gets another carry, he's over 100 yards tonight. Great performance by him. And then a doubleheader on Twitch.tv Monday night as the Vaqueros of San Antonio host St. Louis with Andy Hamilton and Jimmy Stevens on the call. And then at 8 p.m., it's the game of the week with Atlanta hosting Alaska with the commissioner, Kevin Irvine, and Stephen Mullinax. Of course, all of those times are Central Time. Check the SFL Alerts tab on the Discord for more information. Second down and 8, going long, one-on-one coverage, and Ken Gossett, you are ridiculous. Another big catch.
I think we're looking at the league MVP on this team, whether it's Ken Gossett or whether it's Christian Christensen. I think the league MVP is on the Tallahassee Pride. We look into the chat here. Liam Crowder, High Flying Dwarf. He's got Indy winning against Chicago. Man, I hope you're right there. I honestly do, and I may be biased, but I hope you're right. And then he's got upset Atlanta on the upset.
Wow, that would put Tallahassee alone as the only undefeated team left in the SFL, unless Tulsa hasn't lost yet. I don't think they've lost yet. Over the middle. Oh, and Duke Wilson, he's gone. Touchdown, his second of the night. Put it on the board. Tallahassee has opened up the floodgates here in the fourth quarter.
You know, I was going to say Duke Wilson taking advantage of the secondary corner, but he actually did that over Kane Vasquez there in the secondary. And I believe, does Alaska play Dallas this week?
No. Atlanta plays...
No.
Yes, Alaska plays Dallas.
So Alaska's undefeated too. Yeah.
I have my schedule wrong. The Monday night game is not Atlanta versus Alaska. Wrong.
There's 2 Monday night games.
Yes, the
Because
first one
the
is
Super
St.
Bowl.
Louis. Yeah, the first one is St. Louis and San Antonio, and I don't have the actual schedule pulled up right now, and I copied it wrong onto my notes. So,
well, let's do a little pick'em here, Michael. Excuse me. Let's do a pick'em here. Let's go down the list. Who do you got this week?
Who do I got this week? Well, I've got Queen City over Mexico. Indianapolis, Chicago, I'm not going to make a pick because I don't want to be biased.
No, just make the pick.
All right. Okay, I've got Indianapolis.
My boy.
It's going to be very close.
Yeah, I think so too. They've got a great defense.
Dax brings this one up to the 29-yard line. San Francisco, Tulsa. Tulsa's going to run away with that one, I think.
I agree.
Oklahoma City, Sioux Falls, I think is going to be closer than people realize because I think Oklahoma City is better than their record. They've lost a couple of close games this year. So I think Sioux Falls takes that, but it's also going to be close. Atlanta and Carolina, I don't know. I really don't know. I haven't seen enough of either team to make a pick for that one. As Martin throws this one out to the far side. That pass is caught 6 yards on first down out to Giacomo Jones. For Alaska and Dallas, obviously I have Alaska all over Dallas. Dallas has got to make some wholesale changes. They have made some wholesale changes. Mac Wavy Jr. is out as the quarterback of the Dallas Roughnecks after only 4 games.
Yeah, Mac had some family issues come up, I believe. So, hopefully everything's okay and, we get him back. Mac's been a tremendous member of the league. So, unfortunate to see him get released, but hopefully he comes back strong next season.
Martin in the flat to Mayer, and Mayer didn't get the first down. He was stopped up by Jamal Carroll and Lenny Owens, 2 non-contract players. It looks like the subs are in for Tallahassee on the defensive side.
Frank, with another 150 bits, he's lucky his offense hasn't scored about 80 points tonight. His wallet would be hurting. His pride would be happy, but wallet definitely would be hurting.
All right, so the Atlanta, Carolina, I cannot tell. I think that one's almost a pick. R.J. Manley, the corner, got up and knocked that one down. And then on Monday, San Antonio and St. Louis. Those are both teams I've casted so far this season, and man, that's a tough one. Give me San Antonio. Give me the home team. The home crowd pushes them over the edge by 3.
I think in that matchup it's safe to go with the home team. I think, just thinking of the styles.
And then once again, my Monday night matchup is wrong on my.
It's Vancouver.
It's wrong
Houston.
on my end. Vancouver, Houston. Give me Houston. Houston runs away with it. I haven't seen enough from Vancouver to warrant them getting that win.
Yeah. So. Well, obviously tonight, it was hard. I have a ton of respect for Liam. I coached with him last season in St. Louis. So, I was hoping for a closer game. But in my heart, I knew, basically because Indianapolis and Tallahassee are so similar offensively, I knew it was going to be such a tough task for the London Knights to keep up with Tallahassee. So, obviously, I had Tallahassee on that one. Mexico City, Queen City, I have Queen City. I just don't think the builds are, have caught up to Mexico City yet.
Oh, a long pass into double coverage.
Dangerous.
And the ball hits the turf as Nate Arrington knocked that one down.
Yeah, dangerous throw. Martin throwing across his body. Real dangerous there. But, hey, what are you going to do? 2:59 to go. You got to make some miracles happen. Chicago, Indianapolis, I panicked a little bit, because I think Chicago's got a great defense. But at the end of the day, I think Indianapolis will get it done. I think last week was an anomaly. I think we'll recover well and win at home.
Martin to the near side. Oh, bobbling the ball was Godspeed, and it falls to the turf. You expect him to make that catch 10.5 out of 10 times, but he dropped that one.
Yeah, he's definitely getting paid to catch the ball, and he did not do it well that time. The San Francisco-Tulsa game, even though San Fran's made some adjustments to their roster, I do think Tulsa is just way more polished further along this year. I think they get the W and knock San Fran back down to earth.
Martin on 3rd down and 10. Throws into quadruple coverage, and the ball hits the turf. Giacomo Jones really didn't have much of a chance of bringing that down, even against Lenny Owens and the rest of the backup secondary in there for Tallahassee. It's going to be 4th down.
Looking at the Sunday slate, Sioux Falls versus OKC. I got Sioux Falls in it. I just don't think Oklahoma City is a complete team yet. They got down against us. They were down by quite a few points. Rallied, came back. There were some really, key plays that happened that I don't think you can rely on week to week. So I have Sioux Falls in that matchup. I just
on
think
4th and 10, Martin throws in the flat to Mayer. Mayer's going to have to run a long way to get the first down. He does, and a penalty flag coming out late after the play. It looked to me almost like a face mask on Tallahassee, but we will see what the flag is for.
Yeah, what a play by Meyer. Really taking a non-successful play and turning it into something great there. But, hey, man, he really put in some work on that play.
It was, in fact, a face mask.
And that's what happens, Michael. When you start putting the backups in, giving them play time, getting them ready for the playoffs, stuff like that's going to happen. They're going to make mistakes. Yeah.
Yeah, he dragged the hand back there as he was. He knew he was going to miss the tackle, so he stuck out his arm thinking he might grab something when he grabbed the face mask.
Right. Next game, we have Atlanta versus Carolina. I'm taking Atlanta. I'm a big fan of James. And Carolina, I think they've got a great team. I just think Atlanta's going to play better than they have eventually. And I think this week they turn it around.
First down and 10. Martin throws near side. Oh! What a catch by Jones. Giacomo Jones went up spiraling in the air. One-on-one against his man, made the catch. First down and 10 into the SFL, presented by APM Music Red Zone. Martin in the flat to Mayer, who catches it and slides out of bounds for no gain, but it will stop the clock.
Folks, if you're doing the math, London's still kind of in this game, right? But we're going to have some unprecedented things happen, right? They're going to have to score, which, if you've looked at the score through 4 quarters, not really, not something that they've been able to do here against Tallahassee. But then they're going to have to rally off several scores and several onside kicks. But it could happen, folks. I've seen crazier things.
Martin on second down and 10 throws short as a man driving towards the end zone, shoving off tacklers to the goal line. He didn't get there. They're saying he was short. He couldn't push the Spencer Mayer couldn't put the ball across the goal line. It's going to be first down and goal. From the ball is already halfway over the line. All you got to do is move it. Clock ticking down. They're going to let it run to the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes to go in the game here from London. It's the night 6, the Tallahassee Pride 35. This is the SFL Saturday Night in Prime Time, presented by APM Music.
Guys, I was obviously being facetious. The chat's going crazy, Michael. They're absolutely saying there's no chance. You know, why can't we all just be optimistic here, guys? Why can't we all just, pray for 10 onside kicks and 10 touchdowns?
First down and goal, and they're going shotgun from the goal line. Martin to the back corner.
Yeah. Here we
Score!
go. Here we go. I bet y'all are in the chat. Here we go. Here we go.
Put it on the board. Andre Godspeed has the first touchdown of the night for the London Knights, with 1:57 left to go in the ball game, and it's 35-12. 13 coming up with the extra point.
You know what? With London putting in the backups, Tallahassee, putting in the backups, I'm willing to bet that the 10 martinis that I've consumed during this broadcast, that London gets the onside kick here, and things get a little crazy. How about it, guys? How about it?
I will respectfully disagree with you and say, no, that's not happening.
All right. Well, we got 10 martinis on this. Let's go. Let's go.
The kick is up and good. 1:57 to go. London 13, Tallahassee 35.
The shaken, not stirred type, Michael. Here we go. Here we go, folks. Everybody hold your hands. The backups are in. Anything's possible.
I see wide receiver Trevor Swain doing onside kick duty for Tallahassee right now.
Yeah, don't worry about that guy, Michael.
Here we go. To the 40-yard line, easily picked up by RJ Manley, the corner. No real pressure on him. I've only seen one onside kick get recovered in my, now I guess I've had 2 half seasons that kind of counts as a full season.
Yeah.
With the SFL. I've only seen it once. It was last year in a game at the end of the season.
Well, folks, it's 2018. This is why optimism's dead. Liam, you're lucky that you didn't get that one, because I would have made you eat a flex fit, and those are chewy.
Here we go. Here we go. Oh, again. Another touchdown for Tallahassee. Over the top of the defense. This time hauled in by Billy Joe Black. He returns kicks and he scores.
Did we just
touchdowns.
see backup quarterback to backup receiver? I think that's the first time we've seen a backup quarterback throw a touchdown to a backup wide receiver this year.
Was that the backup quarterback? I was not paying attention.
I think it was. Why else? Who else would be throwing that ball in a 21-point lead? That's insane.
I don't know. Somebody really wants Frank to give the league more money.
Yeah. How about
it? Yeah. In all seriousness, that was a little uncalled for in a game that's kind of dead. The extra point is up and good. 1:48 to go, fourth quarter. Tallahassee 42, London 13. This is the SFL presented by APM Music on Twitch.tv.
Whether...
And there we go.
Yeah, 200
there we go.
bits.
Two-shot collar with the 200 bits.
The one benefit of London getting beaten up, is that Frank's giving us all his money. And that's a good thing. London is ensuring the financial success of the league, and I'm not trying to be rude, but every time Tallahassee scored throughout the year, Frank's donated money to the league. So how about it, guys? Big hats. Round of applause here. Round of applause. Round of applause. Damn these martini. Damn it, Michael. Damn it.
1:44 to go. There was a penalty on the return. And it looks like it's going to go against London. So instead of at the, 35, they're going to start all the way back, probably inside their own 20. At the 17-yard line. That was Liam Wright on the backup guard, playing special teams duty.
Guys, you're not wrong. The game was fairly close to the first half. Yeah, just kind of got away from Liam. I still think he put in a good game plan. It's just
that was a Taquan Hale. He's been on the ground enough tonight already. Goodness. That wasn't actually a sack because Martin got the ball away.
Second and 10.
But it's second down and 10 for the London 17. Two to the left, one to the right, two in the backfield alongside Michael Martin. Martin throws it out to the far side. That pass is complete. Giacomo Jones down the sideline. One man to beat. And he's been brought down by Anthony Wyo. London will call their second timeout as they get all the way up. Oh, wow. Excuse me. They got all the way up near midfield to the 46-yard line. Running all the way down the field, and that was not Anthony Wyo, that was Irish Sharp. Do apologize. Numbers look similar, 35 and 36.
You know, Michael, I think if you're a London fan, you kind of put this season into perspective so far. You're having a great year.
Oh, it's picked off. Oh, no. Nate Arrington, the linebacker, came across and grabbed it out of the air. Michael Martin's night just has gone from bad to worse. He's gotten sacked maybe 6 or 7 times, and now he's thrown, I think, 2 picks. It's not been a good night for London on their own home field.
Honestly, it could have been worse, Michael. He's been under pressure all game long. Hats off to the Tallahassee D line. They've been in his face all game long. And Christensen, he's made a lot of big plays, and it's really put him under, put London in this really precarious situation.
And the kneels come out. That'll do it. Tallahassee will wrap up tonight. And as the time ticks down, I don't even have the backup quarterback for Tallahassee on my roster.
Maybe Frank can help us out, but I have Curtis Young as the backup quarterback, number 8.
Yep, there he is. I just had to scroll up a little.
And I believe he's the one who threw that last touchdown pass. Which
very well might be.
Yeah, which would indeed be the first backup quarterback to throw a touchdown this season, and gives GMs all across the league hope that you can potentially have a successful franchise with a non-star quarterback. Just kidding. Don't do that. I don't think we've ever had a franchise without a contract quarterback.
I don't think so either, and because you can't run the wing T or the single wing in this game. Although I would love to see something like that.
Yeah, hey, maybe Indy will try it next year. Who knows? Obviously, both of these owners, fantastic owners. Liam, great owner, great guy. He's the webmaster for the league. He does a lot of great things for the league. Puts in more work than just being an owner. Frank, he's done a lot of good stuff for the league as well. Obviously, puts in a lot of work for the Tallahassee Pride. And you see Steven at large saying good game to both owners, 2 quality owners. Steven himself is a great owner. The league, really great crew in the league.
13 seconds to go. This will be the last play of the game, is a punt from Howard McCoy. Hasn't had to do it much tonight. Caught and returned up It's going to be 3 seconds left. They didn't let him run out the clock. They even tackled him. They're going to have to run a play from scrimmage. Thank you, San Antonio in the chat. Thank you for the good broadcast.
Let's go.
Yeah, thank you indeed for the kind words. Guys, if you like what you saw and you're not a subscriber to the channel yet, consider that. Follow the channel at the very least. Check us out on Discord. Check us out on the internet.
Last
support
play of the
league.
game. Oh, it's fitting that the game ends with a sack.
Yeah.
Your final score, Tallahassee Pride 42, London Knights 13. And this kind of goes without saying because you've said it a couple times tonight, but who is your player of the game?
I got to go with Christensen. Obviously, he's the man delivering the ball, but I thought Eniola had a great game, as well. Really gave Tallahassee a chance to do more than just throw the ball to Gossett. What about you?
It's got to be Christensen again. He had 497 yards of passing tonight. It's just insane.
I don't know. That
That'll be
D-line,
it for us.
Yeah.
Well, you can't really give it to one player.
Right.
All right, that'll be it for us from SFL Studios at the commentary box here in London, England. I've been your play-by-play commentator, Michael Trevillo, and alongside me was James Richards. We are signing off until next time. This has been the SFL Saturday Night in Prime Time.
Thanks, guys.